Hello, I am the Suitor Dimp, and welcome to my first video. I just want to say this channel will hopefully consist of content like this, so if you like what you see, obviously after watching the video, then subscribe and hit the bell icon. Don't yet, just make your mind up at the end of the video, much appreciated. Today we'll be checking out the pilot episode of possibly my favourite show ever, Spongebob SquarePants. Now, I would go over the show's background, but I'm planning on doing a show overview as a separate video in the future. Well, as cliche as this sounds, without further ado, let's review Help Wanted. The episode starts with the French narrator. He doesn't appear much anymore, sadly, but back then he was quite funny and important. To be honest, we didn't appreciate him much at the time, but looking back, he does add to the episodes like this and Frankendoodle, among others. Also, notice the stuff around Squidward's house. I don't know what this is, but I want to note this because this is the pilot episode. There are a few things that are different to how you see it later on in the show.
Home of one of my favorite creatures, Spongebob SquarePants. Yes, of course he lives in a pineapple, you silly.
SpongeBob wakes up and works out. I guess you could say that. And he goes to work, or apply for a job. Again, you can see the bamboo around Squidward's house. And from the shot alone of him running, I could tell that the animation isn't great. Remember though, this was 1998 and season 1 of SpongeBob was hand-drawn. I find this really cool, so I guess in retrospect this animation is actually quite admirable and unique to other shows at the time that weren't hand-drawn, like Ren and Stimpy, Hey Arnold and Rocko's Modern Life.
The window. For years I've been dreaming of this moment. I'm gonna go in there, march straight to the manager, look him straight in the eye, lay it on the line, and I can't do this! The Patrick! Where do you think?
I actually find this quite relatable. SpongeBob comes off as determined, but it leads him to doubting himself. However, this is then followed by, in my opinion, something fantastic. SpongeBob meets with Patrick and, well, watch this.
You're going.
I was just...
No, you're not. You're going to the Krusty Krab and get that job.
I can't! I'm not good enough!
Whose first words were, "May I take your order"?
I know.
Who made a spatula out of toothpicks and woodchuck?
I did.
Who's a big yellow cube with holes?
I am!
Who's ready?
I'm ready!
Who's ready?
I'm ready!
Who's ready?
I'm ready! I'm ready! I'm ready!
Patrick actually motivates SpongeBob. Now, assuming you've seen post-movie SpongeBob, Patrick is insanely selfish and arrogant, for example in The Card and in Yours, Mine and Mine. But here he is shown to genuinely like SpongeBob and is helpful towards SpongeBob. Sure, it's done in a comedic manner, but look at it this way, SpongeBob fans, Patrick was helpful. After Patrick has a reason to be in the episode, and trust me, that's something we rarely see anymore, SpongeBob asks for a job at the Krusty Krab. He trips over a nail and we get to see some good slapstick humour. But I'd like you to take a look at the Krusty Krab itself. It is empty, there's nails in the floor and the staff are clearly hated. Now, the staff hate and nails are clearly gags, and the place being empty is probably an animation budget issue or it was cut. But I like to think that this is pretty much the downfall of the Krusty Krab. That is why they need to get help to get the business happening again. This is probably not true, but I like to think of it this way, and it makes the episode to me have much more meaning and impact. It's like if SpongeBob doesn't help the Krusty Krab, then the Krusty Krab will probably close, making this episode quite tense. Anyway, after making a muck of himself, SpongeBob tries to get the job, but Mr. Krabs won't let him unless he gets a weird spatula. The joke is that the spatula doesn't exist, and this is why I think my theory probably isn't true. Also, notice that Squidward has a different laugh. It's not a big thing, but After so many years of being used to his current laugh, this just sounds strange. However, I like it nonetheless. Five buses show up filled with anchovies. Again, another reason why my theory could be false.
Do you smell it? That smell. A kind of smelly smell. A smelly smell that smells. Smelly. Anchovies. Why? Anchovies!
The anchovies fill up the restaurant and antics ensue.
Again, Mart, meeting all of your special needs.
Get your anchors out of your pants! One single line is all I ask!
The chaos gets interrupted a few times by clips of SpongeBob going to the shop to buy the spatula. Even though Mr. Krabs was just joking, SpongeBob actually is trying to get one, showing how determined he is for the job.
This is the end. Goodbye, Mr. Squidward. Oh, Mr. Krabs.
When Mr. Krabs and Squidward think that all hope is gone, SpongeBob enters with the spatula Mr. Krabs joked about. Then a montage of SpongeBob making Krabby Patties happens, and it's awesome. But is nobody really going to ask how SpongeBob knows the formula? And no, he didn't make it, so how does he know? Is he really that much of a natural fry cook? Well, whatever, this scene is amazing, and due to the random Tiny Tim song, it's actually quite funny. In this next scene where SpongeBob is hired, you see some damage in the Krusty Krab, like the order here sign is being broken and the holes in the boat. Granted, this could be due to the anchovies, but I like to go with my theory again. Also, can I just state, yes, I call it my theory, but please know, I know it isn't my theory. A lot of people have probably came up with it, with the theory that I'm saying, probably months before I did. I'm just saying it's my theory to be convenient. Anyway, Patrick enters and orders one Krabby Patty, and SpongeBob creates many. The episode ends on that gag and with a very calm, nostalgic credits sequence. I love this episode. Sure, it's basic, sure, it's less than 10 minutes long, but it's probably the best pilot ever. It has humour, kind of foreshadowing plans for the show if it takes off too. It has decent animation, probably for a small budget, and it has very funny moments. And the story is quite original. Anyway, what do you think? I'll put a poll in the top right corner. Elaborate on your opinions if you want to in the comments below. I hope this video was good enough to at least entertain you, and if you watched it all, thank you so much, it means a lot. Now, if you want to see more content like this, then subscribe. Since I'm a smaller channel, having notifications on would be helpful for you as well. Anyway, I'm the Suited Imp. Thank you, and goodbye.